So, welcome back. And today we'll be starting with the Mercury. How is the Mercury when it is placed in the 12 houses of a horoscope? Here's your birth chart. Let's put number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and 2. So, in this horoscope, in this birth chart, I put the Lagna as number 3. And we're going to start with the Mercury. First of all, Mercury. What is Mercury? Mercury is a planet. It's a harder planet, but not hot like Sun or Mars. Another thing is Mercury is the lord of your nervous system in the body, your um, you can say imagination, your informative capability. That means how how and what kind of ideas come in your mind and how you execute those ideas. It's the planet of information, information technology. It's the planet of publishing, writing. It's a planet of ancient text study. This planet also gives astrology. So altogether, we can say the Mercury is a benefic planet and works out in these fields. It's a unique planet. That means this planet is neither a male or nor a female planet. It's in between. So what happens is when due to this quality, when the Mercury sits with any of the planet, it starts giving the results of that planet. Say if the Mercury is sitting with the Venus, then the Mercury will act like Venus through himself, through itself. If it is sitting with Rahu, it's going to give the results similar to Rahu. So let's see what happens when Mercury comes in this house. Mercury is a planet of information, creativity, ideas, okay, publishing and all that stuff. So this person who has this Mercury in the Lagna will be more inclined towards studying, towards reading books, towards creating and developing the new ideas to complete a task. He will be a good person having the knowledge of different fields. Doesn't matter if he is a jack of none or master of something else, but this person will have a lot of information about the different fields because of the Mercury. Mercury is a curiosity planet also. So it creates a curiosity in the person to know about the different things around it. So therefore what happens, the Mercury is in the Lagna. Second house Mercury. Second house is the house of your bank balance, your assets, your immediate family. So the Mercury sitting here, this person will be famous as a good idea giver in the family, will be famous as a good communicative child in the family. This kid talks very nicely in the family and is being famous for the way he or she talks because of the Mercury. If it is placed in a good sign, or depending on what kind of sign it is, it gives the quality of that sign through its mercurial qualities. Okay, this also creates the speculative quality in a person on the Mercury. That's what my research I found, and is that Mercury also gives a speculation nature to the person. So if the Mercury is sitting here, it might give you a speculative money which is stored by you as an asset in a bank balance. Move on to the third house. What the third house is? Third house is a house of your parakram. It is a house of your courage, your shoulder power. Okay, what we say in Hindi is himmat, courage. So when the Mercury, or also this house is also the house of short journeys. This house is a house of communicative abilities of a person, communication with the public, but at the different level. This house also gives the person a capability to write the books, to create the new ideas, which he can present in the public as a form of information. This house is a house of brothers and sisters, also, younger brother and sister. Okay. When the Mercury comes into the fourth house is a house of mother, mama. It's a house of house peace. It's a house of your public dealing, your basic schooling. Like you in India, we have a pattern of studying from pre-nursery or nursery through 10 plus 1, 10 plus 2. Probably that area of that study is being seen from the fourth house. Okay. And in this house, when the Mercury is present in the good sign, it makes your makes the native's mother more communicative with him. You know what I mean? Like, say here is number 6 sign, which automatically came in here when I put number 3 here. That means Mercury is exalted in this house, in this case. So being Mercury exalted in the fourth house gives a person, blesses a person with a mother who has a very good communicative relationship with the kid, with the native. The native's mother become like a friend and talks to him or her, sharing all the things. And this person is also famous in the family for his good ideas and informative technology or informative nature. This person being Mercury here also aspect the 10th house, though the sign in this house will be doubleated sign, but if the lord of this house is stronger, then the Mercury will also give good results for the 10th house. So Mercury is in this house also means that this house is a house of public dealing. Fourth house is also a house of public dealing, always remember. And when the Mercury is exalted here, it makes a person very good at speech, talking to the people in the public, and can impress the people. Okay. And also, in fact, gives a good study. When the Mercury comes into the fifth house is the house of progeny. That means your kids, your love and romance, your speculative nature, your creativity, your enjoyment in the life, your past life karmas are being seen from the fifth house. When the Mercury is here, it makes the person, I would say, in most of the cases I have seen, a good writer and a good astrologer also, because fifth house is the house of your intellectual thinking. When the Mercury is placed there in a good sign or a friendly sign, it makes the person more intellectual thinker. And in addition to that, if there is any combination with the Jupiter or Saturn and Sun with the of your profession houses, your fifth houses in Lagnan, Navamsha, Chaturvishamsha and the Shamsha charts, it gives a person astrology business. So right now we are just studying the D1 chart, in which I am telling about the Mercury in the fifth house. Okay. So here it adds to the creativity of the person. The person can become a good writer, can become a good astrologer, or something related to the astrologer. It could be a psychic, it could be a tarot card reader, those kind of people, or he could be a Lal Kitab astrologer, but not tantric. Tantric combinations are different, but here the Mercury gives these results. And also this house is a house of your education, your college education, your bachelor's degree. So you'll be easily doing the bachelor degree if you have Mercury placed in this house in a good position. When the Mercury goes into the sixth house, Mercury is the, again I would say repeat the same thing, it's a curiosity, it's a suggestion, it's an idea thing. So sixth house is the house of debts, enemies, hurdles, everyday life problems, everyday those people who give you hard time and you meet them every day. This is the sixth house. When the Mercury is sitting there, this person has a curiosity to meet these people in everyday life and to deal with them. And then doesn't matter the person suffers because of this nature, but the Mercury tries to make the person go into the field and present his ideas in front of his enemies also, that hey, listen, this is right, this is wrong, do what you gotta do. So this sometimes helps a person, sometimes goes against a person. Okay, so Mercury here I would say is like okay, 50-50. Next house is the seventh house. Seventh house, when Mercury comes to the seventh house, which is the house of what? It's the house of the partnership, it's the house of your mutual relationship, it's the house of your partner, it's the house of your marriage. So when the Mercury comes in here, it makes your partner very much talkative, chatterbox. So if you're a guy, then you're going to marry a woman, then your wife will be very much talkative. She will express herself by talking. Some ladies doesn't express, or some men doesn't express themselves, or they like to express themselves sometime by remaining quiet. Sometimes they like to um, shout. Sometimes they like to communicate. Sometimes they just throw the things on each other to express themselves. But here, the Mercury is not a planet of fiery nature. It's not a planet like a soldier. It's a planet of communication. So this partner will feel more satisfied in the relationship by communicating with the partner instead of fighting with the partner. So that's what Mercury what does here. And also same thing with the partners also in the businesses. This guy will be a good businessman because Mercury also gives a good trading techniques, trading skills in the person. Okay. So what happens when the Mercury goes to the eighth house? Eighth house is the house of in deep, in depth, below the ground level, under the sea, under the ocean. That's what the eighth house is. When the Mercury goes in here, Mercury is what? Mercury is curiosity. Mercury is information. Eighth house is what? Eighth house is in-depth secrets of the universe. Mercury is curiosity. Curiosity goes deep into the ocean and comes out with the information. And that information is thrown out of the eighth house, and the person uses that information to make money. That's interesting. And that happens when Mercury has a relation with this house. Doesn't matter if the Mercury is sitting in this house or not, but if there is a mercurial sign here and is combining with the other combination which makes a person an astrologer, gives a person such a capability that person can go deep into the eighth house, research on it, and come out with the information because of those mercurial qualities in there, and makes a person more knowledgeable. And this is a good yoga for the astrologer, being an astrologer. Also being speculative. If the Rahu is sitting with the Mercury here, just an example, Rahu is a karak of certain changes. Okay, so suddenly something will pop out and you will find hidden secrets, you will find the hidden money. Okay, so that's what happens when the Mercury is in the eighth house. So I don't have enough time in this video. I'll be discussing for the Mercury from this house 9th to 12th in the next video.